In politics, Kenya Kwanza leaders have accused former head of state Uhuru Kenyatta of promoting tribal politics after he repeatedly switched to his mother tongue during his recent address at a Jubilee Party delegates meeting in Kiambu County. Meanwhile, leaders from the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, seem to be divided over the issue of Secretary General Hassan Omar over controversial remarks that recently sparked public backlash. A section of UDA leaders from the Mount Kenya region are calling for the immediate resignation of Omar, even as Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale defended the besieged SG, saying that his comments were misunderstood. NTV's Victor Ngaruya tells us more.
Political tensions between leaders in the Kenya Kwanza administration and opposition figures, especially former President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, continue to intensify as both sides accuse each other of fueling tribal and divisive politics. Speaking after Eid-ul-Adha prayers in Nairobi's Ngara area, Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale criticized Uhuru Kenyatta of what he described as contradictory messaging on national unity.
And we don't want people who propagate tribal hatred. You know, I was wondering, the former president is calling for unity and is addressing his party, the Jubilee Party. At the same time, he's speaking in his mother tongue.
However, throughout his address at the Jubilee delegates meeting in Kiambu, Uhuru frequently alternated between Kiswahili, English and Kikuyu, largely to emphasize key political messages he mentioned in English or Swahili, mostly directed at party supporters rather than tribal politics. Duale also defended President William Ruto's administration, highlighting infrastructure projects, reform in the health sector, and other government programs which he argued had not been achieved during Uhuru's tenure. The held CS further accused former president of continuing to criticize the current administration out of political bitterness.
But we don't want lectures. We don't want lectures, and we don't want particularly you to lecture us in your vernacular. Everybody has a vernacular. You are my very good friend. Wewe ni rafiki yangu sana, wacha wivu. Uko na wivu sana. Na uko na hasira.
But as Kenya Kwanza leaders continue to criticize Uhuru, DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua has come to defense of the retired president, accusing some government officials of promoting ethnic division.
He's better than the day of birth.
Speaking during a funeral service in Nakuru County, Gachagua claimed that several Kenya Kwanza leaders had made remarks targeting particular communities.
Mtu anaitwa Hassan Omar amethreaten Wakikuyu. Mtu anaitwa Amason Kingi anathreaten hawa. Huyu John Badi anasema hii Wakikuyu wasitafute uongozi mpaka 2032. Sisi nasema hatutaki jamii yoyote kutishwa Kenya.
The remarks come amid ongoing debate over a statement made by UDA Secretary General Hassan Omar Hassan. A section of leaders allied to UDA from Mount Kenya region have rejected Hassan's apology, asking President Ruto to crack the whip on him.
We are not comfortable. We are telling you enough is enough. Pack your things, leave our party.
If Omar doesn't resign, we cannot continue to be members of UDA. If he continues to be the Secretary General, and we must petition the president so that at least he can action.
Even so, Duale has defended Hassan Omar.
Why can't you compare Hassan Omar, what he said was not right? But why can't you compare with what every day Rigathi Gachagua says? Every day. Kila siku Rigathi Gachagua anatukana kabila, anatukana viongozi, anatukana dini. Hakuna mtu anaongea.
And as political camps continue trading accusations over ethnic mobilization and divisive rhetoric, Muslim leaders and worshippers attending Eid-ul-Adha celebrations have called for peace and unity amid the escalating political confrontation. Victor Ngaruya, NTV.